up, Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team organized a distribution at the Maheswori tent community. Taiwan won the most battles at the 2015 Invention and New Product Exposition in Pittsburgh, the United States. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team have been serving quake survivors in Nepal continuously since the deadly tremor struck in late April. Recently, the team returned to the Maheswori tent community in Bhaktapur once more to hold a relief distribution.
Heavy rain started pouring suddenly in Bhaktapur, Nepal, interrupting Tzu Chi's aid distribution to quake survivors, and thus volunteers had to quickly relocate to the kitchen of the Maheswori tent community.
After the powerful earthquake, my heart has been with you, and I feel your suffering to bring countless blessings to Nepal. 施真愿，祝福吉祥。
555 blankets were given out to 197 households here to protect the blankets from the rain. Volunteers thoughtfully provided each recipient with a plastic bag. And that was not all. This 92-year-old grandma suffers from visual impairment. Tzu Chi volunteer Zhang Yichen helped her back to her tent and got Tzu Chi's doctors to check on her condition. Even though the downpour continues, the residents here are happier now, thanks to the Tzu Chi volunteers' company. Hopefully, Nepal's rainy days will be over soon as well.
Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team in Nepal has its central mission to travel to wherever their assistance is needed. Recently, the team traveled to the Maheswori tent community and the community of Basi to offer medical care to those without the means to see a doctor.
Here in Basi, Nepal, in a small alley flanked by buildings, Tzu Chi has set up its 27th free clinic. In no time, the alley is full of those waiting to see a doctor.
Here, there are many who are sick and poor. It is those we are helping today.
Knowing that the clinic is offering medical care to those that need it most but can least afford it, Nurse Retna and her co-workers happily volunteered. For those unable to make it to the clinic, Tzu Chi doctors made house calls. During their checkup of one bedridden senior, doctors found an untreated wound that had started to fester.
We first cleaned her wound. We noticed that everything there was inflamed. It might be that the entire joint is infected.
At another free clinic at the Maheswori tent community, doctors treated a young man who had been scalded with hot water. With conditions in the camp primitive, doctors treated his wounds on a table.
He said it has been 4 days. With careful treatment, however, the skin can grow back.
The young man endured it all without complaint. Accompanying him is his sister, who, upon seeing her brother finally get treated, is grateful beyond words.
I'm very happy to glad for take up my brother's way.
Wherever the need, doctors from Tzu Chi will be there to help.
To further their assistance to quake survivors, Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team also visited a temple where an outbreak of skin rash has the temple's young residents scratching in misery.
Can you show me your number?
With number in hand, these young lamas wait to see a doctor about their skin rash.
It was from
Left untreated, the fungal infection causes terrible itching that can lead to scarring.
What we are seeing is a fungal infection outbreak. So today we brought a lot of antifungal cream for them to apply. We then will work with both local doctors to check on the effectiveness of the medication.
As the young llamas spend most of the day together as a group, fungal infections are easily transmitted. With each patient, doctors first disinfect the infected areas with iodine before applying a homemade antifungal cream.
It will prevent itchiness so they won't scratch it, which will help prevent its spread.
Mild cases only show up on scalps, while more severe cases cover arms and legs as well. Doctors use a combination of Chinese and Western treatments to attend to the problems they find.
Okay.
Doctors also treat this young llama who injured his foot while walking. Although the wound was small, it took the attending doctor a long time to ensure it was properly disinfected.
The wound is a bit dirty, so we will first help him disinfect. Then we will give him some antibiotic cream to help combat infection.
For many of these young llamas, today was their first time seeing a doctor, and many were understandably nervous. However, under the loving care of the volunteers, they learned to relax as they came to understand that they were in good hands.
Staying in Nepal, Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team recently returned to the Bhaktapur Cancer Hospital to invite its superintendent to join their upcoming team gathering. Inspired by Tzu Chi's good work in the wake of the tremor, Dr. Nupani happily agreed and even promised to assist Tzu Chi in everywhere he can in the future. Although meeting each other for the very first time, the name Tzu Chi has bridged the gap between Xu Rongyuan and Dr. Prakash Raj Nupani. Dr. Nupani says the name Tzu Chi and his collaboration with the NGO's doctors have resonated with him even till today.
The first time the earthquake struck, we ran out from the surgical room for safety. The second time, everyone stayed at their post and held on tight to the patient. Tzu Chi's doctors inspired us to change for the better. As
Tzu Chi's relief efforts gradually enter into their mid- and long-term phase, Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team makes it a point to visit Dr. Nupani once again.
Many locals saw us helping quake survivors and decided to lend a helping hand by helping us with translation. Seeds of compassion have started to flourish in Nepal, with us providing medical services and locals helping with translation. Together we can help even more people. Tzu Chi's efforts in Nepal are truly admirable. We are one family. So if Tzu Chi is in need of assistance, we will try our best to help. Starting from now, we'll listen to all your suggestions.
To show his support, Dr. Nupani also promised to attend the very first team gathering in Nepal.
Thank you for inviting me to attend your event. Thank you. I will go for sure.
To extend their assistance to as many quake survivors as possible, every day, Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team in Nepal begins their missions early in the morning. During lunchtime, team members only eat Tzu Chi's instant rice as they don't want to waste any time. However, to make sure their counterparts stay healthy while offering their assistance, 4 male volunteers decided to shoulder the responsibility of cooking delicious dinners every evening.
I am so hungry, I really want to eat right now.
To make sure their fellow counterparts can enjoy delicious vegetarian cuisine, every day a group of volunteers sets out early in the morning to purchase ingredients from a traditional market. This is Deepak Basnet, who not only takes the volunteers to their destination, but also acts as a translator. Furthermore, to help the volunteers save on costs, Basnet tries his best to negotiate for a better price.
He say 45 so that a little bit cheap, 44. A bit cheap. Yeah, 44.
Tzu Chi's disaster relief and medical team member Cai Xuntong, who works in the culinary industry, knows how to pick a good vegetable.
这个声音不是很脆。
会过熟吗？过熟的声音是？
我猜是这样子。
Besides checking to see if a vegetable or fruit has ripened or not, the team also makes sure to give some a taste test.
This banana hasn't ripened yet, so we can't eat it.
As food boxes are not provided for free in Nepal, team members carried all the ingredients by hand.
你要做什么？拿回汽车上啊！直接用拿的呀，不是用抬的。没有，要抬了还要给钱呢。
我觉得好像就是客家菜那个吧。
那像这种逛他们市场，如果遇到不太知道的东西，敢不敢买？
不买。
才买好东西。After purchasing all the ingredients, the chefs are getting ready to cook some delicious food. The hotel has provided this corner of the kitchen for them to use.
Back in the old days, people say that snap beans would taste better if we snap them instead of cutting them with a knife. We will snap all of them into small pieces, so it is easier for our volunteers to enjoy.
Lu, who oversaw the cooking of 6,000 meals a day following the 2008 Sichuan earthquake in China, says the tasks are much easier this time around. Although unfamiliar with kitchen work, volunteer Su Zhangxing from Singapore still tries his best to assist his counterparts.
I will help them clean up the area and mop the floor.
With the goal of providing delicious homemade cuisine for their counterparts in mind, despite having no access to a full kitchen, this group of volunteers successfully meets that goal every day. At the 2015 Invention and New Products Exposition in Pittsburg, Pennsylvania at the United States, some 700 inventions from a total of 23 countries were showcased. Of all of the participating countries, Taiwan was the biggest winner, earning 32 gold medals, 32 silvers, and 7 special awards. Most notably, Tzu Chi's multi-purpose folding bed won 2 gold medals as well as a special charity award.
The 2015 Invention and New Product Exposition in Pittsburg, Pennsylvania has come to an end, leaving strong impressions on those who attended. Most of the innovations seek to change and improve human life.
I always say inventors are consumers. Inventors are who's changing the world and making it better. And so I think people just, want to get their ideas out there and meet with companies.
For disaster relief. See, this is
a good invention should be practical and easy to use as well, such as Tzu Chi's Jingsi multi-purpose folding bed.
The folding bed received many positive responses because participants saw its usefulness, especially in times of disasters.
Well, the criteria is its usefulness, its creativity, and its overall appearance. Does it look like it's polished? Does it look like it's a finished product? With your idea, is it unique? And does it solve a problem that a lot of people can use?
Thus, the Tzu Chi bed won a special charity award as well as 2 gold medals in the Furniture Inventions category and the Lawn and Garden Inventions category.
The folding bed can be a source of empowerment for disaster victims. They can put their personal belongings underneath the bed, which makes them feel more secure. By empowering victims who suffer from PTSD, we are giving back control, and that is crucial in their successful recovery.
Furthermore, Tzu Chi's eco-friendly diffuser also won a silver medal in the Environmental Inventions category for its water and energy-saving characteristics. The Tzu Chi College of Technology also bagged 2 gold and 2 silver medals and a special award for their numerous submissions. The ampule opener, designed to aid medical professionals in safely opening an ampule, won the Iran Merit Award and a silver medal.
I guess 80 to 90% of all nurses have been cut by an ampoule before, myself included. When you break open the lid of an ampoule with your hands, it leaves a jagged edge of broken glass that can easily cut your hand. With this opener, you just need to insert the ampoule lid and then snap it open. The ampoule should break with a clean snap, and this is one of the advantages of our invention.
Furthermore, Tzu Chi's College of Technology's extractor of bioactivator substances of quinoa invention bagged a gold medal, while their medicine dispensing device and red blood cell culture device also won a silver medal. The success of Tzu Chi's innovation and inventions at Impacts not only reflects the ingenuity and creativity of mankind, but also the compassion and humanistic spirit when coming together to solve world problems.
A traffic police officer in Taichung, Taiwan, He Junying, often meets youth who have deviated onto the wrong path. As a father, He was deeply disturbed by this and therefore decided to take action. He now volunteers for Tzu Chi and works with young people at the Tzu Chi Youth Basketball Program and their parents.
You must teach children proper values right from the start. You can't wait until something happens. By then, it's already too late. We must teach them what is right and what is wrong.
He Junying often runs across youth who deviated onto the wrong path and thus tries hard to help rectify the problem.
We have to encourage young people to participate in positive activities.
He helps by taking time to volunteer and working with young people every month.
Being a police officer and a volunteer is all about serving others. So I treat them as if I would treat my son.
To raise children properly requires the help of parents. So as the children hit the basketball court for 4 hours, their parents brush up on parenting just like He used to.
This way, parents also take away something from being here, instead of just waiting for their children for 4 hours.
Through volunteering, He has found happiness and gratification outside of his job.
When I put on my uniform, I deal with people from all walks of life. But when I volunteer, I help those who are in need.
3 years ago, after having participated in the Water Repentance musical, He was moved to adopt a vegetarian diet. He hopes his son will follow after him and thus often texts his son.
My dad hopes I won't eat any more meat. This article he sent says a new type of maggots can survive being fried. We should refrain from taking a life, especially for the sake of satisfying our cravings.
He's home is decorated with Tzu Chi's humanitarianism, which has had an influence on his wife and son.
Now that he volunteers for Tzu Chi, he speaks softly and gently. Not only has his attitude changed, he is constantly improving himself.
He wants to set an example for his son and therefore is demonstrating that he too can change for the better. With him leading the way, his son is taking after him.
If we have the time, we should do our best to help others in need.
In Malaysia, as rehearsals continue, preparation for the upcoming musical adaptation of the Water Repentance Sutra, many performers have been inspired to change after gaining a deeper understanding of the sutra. Next, we bring the story of 2 onstage volunteers to see how their lives has transformed as a result.
就人生第一苦，有钱没波赌；人生第二苦，没钱看人赌。那么人生第三苦呢，就是借钱回来赌。
For the past 42 years, not a day went by without Du Shi gambling his days away. He started gambling at the age of 11, and it was then that he became hooked.
I could gamble up to 20 hours a day. We gambled when we were in the car. We gambled while we were eating. We even gambled while we were playing ball.
However, when Du signed up to join the Water Repentance Sutra musical, he had a change of heart.
You always end up losing. You never win. So you win 1,000 ringgits today and spend 500 treating your friends to dinner. But when you lose 1,000 the next day, nobody will help you. So I made a decision not to gamble anymore. Now that we are walking the Bodhisattva path, we shouldn't create so much negative karma.
Now, Du does not squander his hard-earned money on gambling. He even generously donated 2 of his storefronts to Tzu Chi to be used as a community environmental education center and an activity center.
Instead of throwing money away on gambling, I'd rather spend my money on something meaningful.
Since joining Tzu Chi and watching the Master's daily morning sermons, Du has found life's correct course and is now able to walk forward on the right path. A busy journalist, Yao Meiqing works hard to support her family.
As Yao's son suffers from ADHD, she carries a tremendous burden on her shoulders. The moment she walks through the door, her face would be grim and her words would pierce like a sword.
I was as if the whole world has wronged me.
If we didn't finish our homework, she would hit us and scold us.
是透过忏悔去了解到我如何从我自己本身的身口意当中去修正自己的这个身口意上面如何回归到。
Careless words spoken in haste without proper thought may often cause hurt that is unintended. Taking part in the Tzu Chi musical, Yao learned to self-reflect and change her ways.
I have learned to let go of my afflictions and focus on the performance. Subsequently, it gives me a deeper understanding of the meaning of the sutra.
This verse in the sutra inspired Yao to repent for her actions.
If I scold my children too loudly or am impolite to the elderly, I'll feel very guilty. And the one that is hurt most by this is me.
She won't scream at us so loudly anymore. She speaks to us in a gentle tone now. We're happier now that she has changed.
She is more soft-hearted now and always wears a smile on her face. Turning over a new leaf, Yao's change has brought peace and harmony into their home.
As Jing Si aphorisms translate the essence of the Buddha's teachings into simple words, Tzu Chi volunteers have translated them into Nepalese and shared them with quake survivors in Nepal. Let's take a look.
Speaking in public, young volunteer Eunice can talk at length about Tzu Chi's early days and its 4 missions. Besides listening to Tzu Chi volunteers, he also looked up information about Tzu Chi on the internet. Nowadays, young people can learn about Tzu Chi through the internet. They can also understand Tzu Chi's spirit through reading the small scrolls. Similar to picking a fortune, recipients pick a scroll with excitement. Reading them, they find they can understand every word.
Chinese, English, Nepali.
The simple phrases carry important life lessons.
This
one says, with an erroneous thought, every step is wrong. With a good thought, each action creates blessings.
People of different nationalities, religious beliefs, and social classes can all be inspired by these words of wisdom.
We asked people who speak English to explain to them in Nepalese, so everyone is happy to get these aphorisms.
Besides the scrolls, Tzu Chi volunteers also brought bookmarks made by volunteers in Taiwan. The bookmarks featured 18 different Jing Si aphorisms.
We brought these bookmarks from Taiwan, and they feature Jing Si aphorisms in Chinese, English, and Nepalese. Doing so, we hope to share more of the Dharma.
By sharing Jing Si aphorisms in the Buddha's birthplace, the volunteers are spreading ideas that are sure to inspire wisdom and love.
We go to Canada at the end of the show, where 96 new Canadians took their oath of citizenship in a citizenship ceremony jointly hosted by Citizenship and Immigration Canada and the Tzu Chi Northern Toronto branch. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.